Hello and welcome to Points of Interest. I'm one of your hosts, Jake, along with my co-host, James, over here.
Hey, guys.
If you're new to the show, this is Inverted Reality's gaming news podcast. Each week we gather news and stories from around the internet and bring them to you in one nice, easy-to-consume package at your own pace. Release the show Tuesday to Thursday in chunks, and then the whole show is one big video in MP3 on Friday. You can find the show on podcast service of your choice. It is everywhere. And over at youtube.com/invertedreality, if you want to watch the video, we have a cool slideshow. We have a TV. We have our beautiful faces.
It's beautiful.
It's all the things you could ever want out of a podcast video.
If you ever wanted a background just to remind you of what you're listening to, that's a good way to do it. That's how people have described it to me. Because then you know what we're listening or what we're talking about, because you can see a picture of a said game or discussion topic.
It's true. Most of our topics aren't that long, so
No.
but also as the kind of person that would forget what you're talking about,
Yeah.
it's helpful.
It is helpful. So,
But what have you been playing lately, James?
what have I been playing lately? Well, if you guys haven't been tuning in, I've been working my way through Wolfenstein II, and more importantly, I finished the base game. We talked about that a little while ago. I've started on the DLC. So 2 of these DLCs have come out. They had an episode 0, which is kind of just an intro for each character.
Yep.
And if you don't know, in the game, there are 3 different things that you have a chance of unlocking at one point. It's pretty early in the game. It just changes kind of how you play the game.
It's not early in the game at all.
I guess it's probably halfway through the game. It felt early.
You
but
blasted through it in a couple of days.
I did blast through it pretty quick. But so you unlock different things and that give you different ways to do levels. And these DLCs kind of expand on that. So the first one is the Adventures of Gunslinger Joe. He's like a failed he was a quarterback for a while. And then he was going to be turned into the Nazi slave trade and some other stuff. Agent Silent Death is, well, if you could think about it, it's a lot of stealth gameplay. And then Captain Wilkins is kind of that mid-range guy that knows how to use a gun and just kind of does it when he wants to. And it's interesting. So I'm started on some of them. I want to quickly get through it because I want to enjoy it, but I also want to get back to Uncharted Lost Legacy. Yeah. If you don't know what Uncharted Lost Legacy is, it was originally going to be a single-player add-on for Uncharted 4, and they made too much game. So they delayed it a little bit, and they released it as a standalone. I picked it up at Black Friday. Haven't had a chance to pick it up yet. I started it Sunday night. I got to play for a couple hours, and it's just getting back into Uncharted. Like, it's just, man, there's just something about the Uncharted world I'm going to miss when it's gone. Like, when I'm done with this, like, I can always go back and replay it, but it's like, there's just something about it.
You don't get to replay it through the first time again.
Yeah, this is kind of the only thing. So it's interesting. It takes place after Uncharted 4. It follows Chloe and Nadine. If you play the first games, you know Chloe. If you played 4, you know Nadine. So it's interesting. So far it's exactly the relationship you would expect from 2 very headstrong women that don't always play by the rules. Tentious. That's that. Tense?
Contentious.
Contentious? Okay.
I think I'd lopped the beginning off a word, but
yeah.
A lot of tension in the
There's a lot of tension. There you go. Yeah, a lot of tension. So
contentious, I think.
So it's cool. I'm excited. It's not a super long adventure. It's somewhere like 8 to 10 hours, I think is what they say. So that'll be cool. And then I'll be kind of moving over to Xbox for a little while. We got a lot of stuff on Games Pass.
The Xbox world.
You know, we've got Rise of the Tomb Raider. You started that a little bit.
Games Pass is just, it unlocks a whole new world in gaming.
It does. Well, it's nice because a lot of it is albeit older games that we just haven't played. Like, it's got Rise of the Tomb Raider, which we didn't play because we refused to support that kind of exclusivity model. Now we don't have to pay for it, so of course I'll play it. The developer didn't get help by it. Yeah, we're cheating the system. But it's got like the Gears of War games. It's got the Halo 5, which we got in our bundle, but if we didn't have it, we'd have it there. There's all sorts of games we didn't get to experience that now we can. So that's cool. But what have you been playing?
Yep. So I did play a little bit of Rise of the Tomb Raider. I am a good chunk through it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not quite halfway, maybe a little bit more than halfway. The one thing I will say about it right now is the facial animation in Rise of the Tomb Raider is incredible.
Yeah.
So if you haven't played it yet and you want to see what really good facial animation looks like, check it out. But what I have been playing more of, because it hit me that it was on Games Pass, is Fable. So I played Fable on the original Xbox.
Right.
And it's probably my favorite game ever.
Right. So this one, it says Fable Anniversary. What's
Fable Anniversary is what's on Game Pass.
And that's the remastered
That's the remastered
version
for 360.
For 360. So it's still kind of dated looking, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That was we were talking a little bit beforehand, but like you can see like their hair texture, it's like a beard. Like you see like a flat texture molded to their face, and then that really like like the old grass texture that was like 4 points is what it looked like.
Yeah.
Looks like one of those, like a part of that sticking off just below their chin somewhere where a beard would have come. I don't know. It's weird. But I love it, and
Yeah.
it's maybe just me. Like this is one of the first kind of big RPG open world style games that I ever played.
Yeah.
But I am enjoying the crap out of this game.
Yeah.
Like, playing through it and seeing these things that like
Mhm.
every now and then when I'm running through an open world game that's been made recently, I'm like, oh, that reminds me of this level I played somewhere, and then I'm playing through these levels. I'm like, that's what it reminds me of. That's from this. But
That's funny.
I love it.
You dig
I'm so
it?
happy to be playing it again.
Yeah, no,
Like-
that's awesome, man. It's one I'm going to check out. I haven't started my Games Pass yet, but I will. I want to get through Uncharted Lost Legacy. I want to finish the Wolfenstein DLC. And I'm going to jump all in. We got Sea of Thieves coming out here in a couple weeks. It'll be on Games Pass. We've got Rise of the Tomb Raider. We got all the
three
Gears.
Fable games.
Yeah, we got all the Gears games. I think 4 just went on there just recently. So we'll have all the Gears games. We'll have all of this stuff to do. It should be awesome.
Fable 4 wasn't made yet.
No, Fable 4 was not. Gears of War 4.
Oh, I was
Gears
like,
4.
we did a story on Fable 4, James.
No Fable 4 yet. So that's exciting. Games Pass definitely seems like a good value, and it
Yeah.
installs it like to your console, right? And you're not like streaming it. Or
You
anything,
download
right?
it. So
Okay.
I've right now on my console I have Rise of the Tomb Raider and Fable downloaded. So you don't. It's not limited to like, oh, you can only have one Games Pass game downloaded at a
Right.
time. It's like, no, you can just have as many as your console can fit, to my understanding,
Mhm.
and you just play them
Like you would any other game.
Yeah, say I will, and then you could just delete it.
It's
And
$10 a month.
Yep.
We're on trials right now.
we're on trials.
for
I
it, but-
did a trial, and it popped up, said if you auto renew, you get another free month. So I'm like, I'll take 2 free months. And if I forget about it, it's $10.
Yeah,
And I might end
exactly.
up keeping it anyways. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
I doubt
really
that we'll
cool.
get through all the games we want to get through in the next 2 or 3 months.
Probably not,
Seems
yeah.
unlikely.
yeah.
'Cause we
See,
wanted to get into Far
we'd
Cry.
have to
and stuff.
we'd have to grind through.
Did you
each-
bring Far Cry?
I didn't.
Dang it!
I barely went home.
Disappointed. This face. Anyway,
You should have texted me.
no, it's okay. It's fine. I'll
we don't
remember it
talk
later.
all day.
I know.
ever.
We never talk.
We also what night? Friday night.
Yeah.
We played through all of Halo 4.
Yeah. It was both awesome and kind of depressing because we had finished Halo 3 and so we're like, oh, let's start 4. Let's just see where we go. And then we got like 2 hours into the night and we were like on mission 5. There's only 10 and I'm like, I guess let's just finish it. So it took us 4.5 hours, like with potty breaks.
Yep.
To get through Halo 4, which it was cool. It was a good story. I was actually invested in it. 343 made a lot of good changes that felt good, with the guns still felt like they did before, but you had hit markers and you had a little bit of feedback that you
Little
didn't
more
have
feedback,
before.
yep.
And so there were some improvements. There's a sprint button and stuff. All in all, if I had bought that just for the single player, I'd be super disappointed.
Yeah.
And I know you don't buy the Halo games for the stories anymore. It was multiplayer games and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so but it was good. We got through them all. So now we get to start on Halo 5 at some point. I don't know. We might take a break from Halo for a little bit and do some other stuff. We just
Take away from Halo and play Gears.
yeah, let's say we should go back and do Gears. I gotta get my Game Pass going though, so I gotta push through the PlayStation stuff.
Yeah. You need to
We'll
power
get to
through
Gears.
Uncharted, and then we can play some Gears. 'Cause I
Yeah.
haven't played Gears in
Yeah, buddy.
years.
Dude, boy, Gears got a special place in my heart. It's just disgustingly awesome, like Unreal
I love it.
graphics. That's like Unreal Engine, like right there. That's the bee's knees. That's what I love about that series. It's just unreal.
Yeah. Probably
So-
the heaviest shooter known to mankind.
Oh yeah, and it's third person too, in case it's not heavy enough for you.
I love like sprinting in Gears because it just like goes and it zooms out. Then you're running, but you can't turn.
It takes like the heaviness of a Battlefield shooter and puts it in an Uncharted third person.
Makes it heavier,
It's insane. It's ridiculous, but it's great.
but it's so
So.
much fun.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Moving on.
Games coming out. There's games coming out.
There are a couple of
I
them.
mean, we'll let you decide what they are. So for Tuesday, March 6th,
Mhm.
we're not going to go through what day it is when you're watching it. Try that every week, and it's always a mess. But first up, Bacon Man, an adventure
yeah,
on the PC.
we looked this up. It's
It's like an 8-bit side scroller.
yeah, 8-bit. It's not quite
No, it's not
8-bit. It's a
8-bit.
little bit better, but it is a 2D side scroller platformer. There's 4 different main characters you can play as. They all have different strengths. One of them was called Lard Lass. Very large individual. It looked interesting. It looked like there might be difficulty like akin to Super Meat Boy kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not really timer based, but just some ridiculous platforming that takes a lot of practice. So
Yeah.
so that looks interesting. But Bacon Man, an adventure.
Yeah. You don't see a name like Bacon Man and just pass over it. You tell the people about that.
Right.
Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Yeah, so this one is it's got all the DLC that's come out, and if they're adding any more to it, I think this is the definitive, for sure, definitely last probably edition. They're said to be tweaking
Just another edition
the
of
very
game.
last ending. There's supposed to be like something after the ending, like a prologue, like maybe another
'Cause
boss
what other
fight or
game doesn't
something.
have stuff after
I mean,
it?
what other game doesn't continue to change their story even 2
Don't
and 3
end
years
the
later?
game. Just
This one's supposed to also be like the full edition on PC with better resolution and graphics and stuff.
yeah.
So if you've been holding out on Final Fantasy 15 and you really want it, then get this one. If not, if there's a good reason you're holding out, then maybe keep holding out.
Yeah.
It's still the same game.
Life is Strange Before the Storm, PS4 and Xbox One. So this is the whole
Box.
kit and caboodle.
Yeah, this is the physical version. The last bonus episode came out last week. So this is just the physical release for the consoles. So if you are interested in picking all those up at once and having a disc for it because you like to do that, then great. It's all there. It takes place 3 years before Life is Strange, and it is the last time we will see these characters. So the Life is Strange 2 takes place totally separate from the first stuff. So
Yep.
So this one was the prequel. So that's exciting.
Yep.
If you liked it.
Next up, Scribblenauts Showdown, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
I saw some stuff come across for it. It looks like I have no idea.
Yep. I played
honestly
a
didn't-
Scribblenauts game on my phone.
Yeah, I don't.
it was like,
I don't know much about it.
Make
I'll be honest.
like you type in something
Mhm.
to like complete a puzzle. So basically, it's like, oh yeah, I need a bridge for this, or I could have a giant pencil.
Yeah. So
It's
I don't
just a
know.
game like if
That's what
I don't
you
know if this
want.
is what the Scribblenauts is like, but it just let your imagination run wild and what crazy things can you put into
Right.
the world.
Right.
Some things you can't do, which is disappointing.
Yeah.
Thursday, March 8th, Warhammer Vermintide 2 PC.
Yeah, I've been seeing people playing in the beta for this. It's like a first-person hack and slash kind of thing. Maybe RPG elements. It looks difficult.
Yep.
It's in the Warhammer universe, which is a very Dungeons and Dragons type universe. There's just a lot of like weird like background stuff for like those like dedicated PC gamers, like
Yeah.
really dedicated, like they really want to do it. They're like super nerdy. The guys that like wouldn't play Baldur's Gate because it was too mainstream, like those kind of gamers. So that's Warhammer.
They live on the Steam. Like,
I've tried playing a little
Discover
bit
page.
because they'll have Warhammer stuff a little bit here and there on consoles, and I think they had the Space Marine stuff. And it was like it's just kind of weird. It just didn't really translate. It's PC series. It's PC genre. That's just what it is. So I know that Warhammer Vermintide 2 is in beta on Xbox. I think it's coming to Xbox at some point. I don't know when,
Yeah.
but I know that people have been playing it on Xbox because I saw it. The first one was on Xbox.
You say Vermintide was
So
a game.
I'm sure
sold
it's coming to
last
Xbox
month.
at some point. Yeah, just this week is PC. So
Yeah.
if you play Warhammer Vermintide 2 or any other Warhammer things and I have brutally offended you, let me know. But I doubt that I have. So just saying.
Just a hunch that you're probably not watching or you don't care that much.
I would be curious, though, if there's anyone in the Warhammer universe. It always sounded cool to me, but every time I tried to get into it, I was like, this is just lame.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those games we would need to get into together.
It felt like it was one of those, like, every time I would read something about it, it felt like it was just copying another franchise or just, like, borrowing cliches or just not really, like, it always felt like a StarCraft vibe to me or like a Warcraft vibe. Not like World of Warcraft, but like Warcraft, like the original, like, RTS stuff. That's what it kind of felt weird. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was just similar
Something it
assets or
looks like.
something. But that's enough about Warhammer. That's for sure.
Too much Warhammering.